the channel. So that was just a little clip in the beginning of this of my truck. I obviously don't do that all the time. I was not really mean to do anything to somebody behind me, but that's just what happens sometimes. So yeah, whatever. So yeah, let's get into this video. All right, so let's start into this video. All right, so today I'm going to do kind of like a review slash kind of information about the grid heater delete, or heater grid, whatever you want to call it, but it's a grid heater delete. So with that being said, so I used to live in Georgia, right? So it didn't get that cold there, at least where I lived at in Georgia. So it got maybe in like the 20s or 30s, but it wasn't like, you know, negative 30 or whatever it is. Okay, so here in Kentucky it gets down to like the teens. Well, it did like a week or so ago. It was like in like the teens, like whatever, or a couple weeks ago, I guess I was to say. It has snowed here, but with that though, even with my grid heater delete, I still have zero issues. So a little while ago, somebody commented on that video saying that I'll have an issue with starting it in the winter and blah blah blah, whatever. That's obviously not true. Now, when I lived up in Alaska, I lived there for 3 years. Okay, so even when I lived there, and obviously, but you know, everybody has buddies that had everything ever, but legitimately, I had buddies that had 5.9 Cummins, and a couple of them had 6.7 Cummins up there too. And I'll say this, my 6.0 Power Stroke I used to have hated the winter. It hated it. It would be like negative 45, negative 50, negative 60 outside. That son of a bitch did not want to stay started up. I would start it up in the morning, and I mean, I had quite a bit of stuff done to it, so I don't know if that was part of the issue, but obviously I had glow plugs in there. Okay, so my buddies with the Cummins though, I know one of them specifically had a red 06 5.9. It was a mega cab, and not that it really matters, but it was a 5.9, right? And he had his heater grid deleted, all right? And it would be like negative 30, negative 40, and I know that he said he plugged it in, you know, most of the time he plugged it in, but even when he would forget to plug it in, that it would still work, right? So here, even a couple weeks ago, like around Christmas time, it was, I want to say it was like 13 degrees outside here, or 12 degrees or something like that outside, and I started my truck up, right? Started right up. Didn't like lope and try to die on me or anything like that. Didn't need starter fluid, didn't need any of that stuff. I mean, I run a, I haven't even ran an anti-gel in this thing. I've just ran the Diesel Clean by, I believe it's Power Service Diesel. So that stuff is really, I'll put a picture of it like right over here. But that stuff is really good. I've used that pretty much every single time I've had a diesel truck. So I've ran in this thing for a long time. Same with my Power Stroke. I ran that in my Power Stroke for the 3 years I had it. And then, yeah, I mean, I've had no issues with starting in the winter here, at least. And I don't think it's going to get any colder here. It's only going to get really warmer. And we're in probably about the coldest portion of the winter in this portion of Kentucky. So, you know, obviously if I was up in Alaska, I'd probably leave my heater grid there. Now, people also ask, like, hey, especially on forums with that, hey, you know, what's the pros and cons of doing a heater grid delete? You know, people are like, oh, only cons, or blah blah blah, whatever. So I'll tell you this, okay, from my own experience, I've not had any cons from it at all. Okay, and pros, I mean, I guess just a little bit less restriction of airflow. You know, it really, yeah, like I was saying though, the pros, pretty much just less restriction on there, inside the intake portion of it, or yeah, through the intake cable, obviously. Is there a lot of restriction with that on there? I really honestly couldn't really tell you exactly how much restriction is, like cubic feet per minute or whatever it is, but I'll tell you this though, I've not had any cons from it. I can only really think of pros just because it's easy install. I do have a video for that. I know one of my buddies on Instagram, he was actually saying that he actually got one, like a delete kit for his heater grid, and so that, you know, obviously I have a video for it. It's super easy. I actually didn't even disconnect number 6 injector line. So a lot of people do that. And obviously, I mean, you can. I intended to do so. I just could not get my wrench back there. And in that video, you'll see the tools I use and whatnot, and I explain everything. So go ahead, head over to that one. I'll put that card up here somewhere. But like I'm saying though, there's not really any con to it, okay? And the reason why I would say there's no con, I think I've just told you this, but I'll say it again. The reason why I would say there's no con is because I haven't had anything detrimental happen to my motor just from having a heater grid delete. Obviously, it starts in the winter. I would say, like, if it gets down to like -10, -15, whatever. It depends on the truck though. Every truck's different. Because I've seen, like, my 6.0 power truck up in Alaska hated the winter. My buddy's, his wasn't really. It was mostly stock, just kind of whatever. But sorry, the lighting sucks in this truck. But you know, he really didn't have that much done to it. However, he had his truck there and never had any issues with it starting. So it is truck dependent, I guess. But I would say though that just keep in mind that if you get down to negative temperatures, you may have a little bit harder of a start. Okay, so that's the main reason why it's there. It's not really to make it to where it'll start in any temperature or whatever, because I'm sure they will start in any temperature. But the main issue, or the main like thing they're trying to avoid, is a super hard start on the engine, right? So if it's -30 outside and your truck does start still, it just has to struggle to constantly build that that heat to compress the fuel inside of the inside the cylinders and stuff. So that's all I'll say about that. So hopefully you know, you guys will kind of change your mind if you were on the fence about it. You know, just look at where you live at though. But I'm going to continue this video after I get out of the gym. Okay, so I'll be right back. Like my grid heater delete, I did get it off Amazon. So a lot of people, you know, they ask about like the intake elbows or the heater grid deletes or whatever grid heater deletes on Amazon, and they're like, hey, are these good or are they trash, whatever. So I will say, I got mine from ICT Billet. And if you go online, they do have a website, and they are, I mean, they're a great company. I mean, it's a Billet one. I didn't get it powder coated or anything like that, because you can't, to me, it was kind of pointless to powder coat it because you can't really see it. So to me, it really didn't matter, you know. I didn't really honestly care. But people do get them powder coated. It is aluminum, so it's billet, one-piece billet aluminum. Comes with all the hardware. It's extremely, like I've said before, or like I said just a minute ago, I do have a video on installing it. There's quite a few people who do have videos that install it. I will say that mine is a little more straightforward. I do explain stuff a lot, and the reason being for that, just because I want to make sure that even the person who doesn't know anything about diesels, or whatever, they just got their first diesel, they can do that stuff. That way you don't have to worry about, you know, trying to research stuff online or, you know, all the other crap. You can just kind of come onto my video and go on there, listen to it, or skip through it, whatever you do. And hopefully not skip through it. Hopefully you guys do make it all the way through the videos, because I do put a lot of information in these videos to try and help you all out. So but yeah, so what I would say though is that the way that I have that video set up is I pretty much have it step by step, even laying out the component to like the screws and everything that, or all the bolts and everything that it goes to. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. You know, it's just my install of the heater grid delete. I'll put a card up there, like I said before. And hopefully you guys are liking this video. Just like a quick, not really like a, I can't really do a review. I guess like my review would just be that it hasn't broken, and it hasn't broken anything on my truck itself. It was super easy install, and that, I mean, that's pretty much all I can really say about it, just because it's not really a mechanical piece that moves or does really anything besides prevent that. You know, it pretty much holds that fuel rail, the fuel manifold rail, and you know, that kind of stuff. So I'll say it's made great construction. It's light. It's not really that heavy, but you know, it's just one piece billet aluminum, so it shouldn't be that heavy. So but anyways, I will wrap up the video now, and I hope that you guys have a great day, and like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, America.